Good afternoon. Welcome to Citizen Live at 1. I am Ann Kiguta. Tension is high in Soweto slums in Likoni after 3 people were shot dead last night and 10 others injured after 4 gunmen opened fire indiscriminately in the village. The attackers left behind hate leaflets before they fled. Mombasa County Commissioner Nelson Marwa says police have launched investigations into the attack.
Most residents of Soweto village in Likoni in Mombasa County were preparing to go to sleep when the 4 gunmen struck. All of them wielding guns, they started shooting indiscriminately at the residents. The gunmen killed 3 people, including an 11-year-old girl.
Nilipotoka tu nikakutana na vijana wanne. Mmoja mrefu amebeba bunduki mrefu sio na taji 3 na mmoja mbamba mfupi hivi kidogo. Nikagemea kidogo kwa kuta hivi, yule mfupi akanipiga risasi na kapiga mkono wangu hivi.
Wanasema tu simameni hapo, kila mtu kwake. Basi vile kila mtu kwake, sisi tukajaribu kukimbia sababu mlio ya risasi. Ndio tukajaribu kukimbia tunapiga nduru waisi. Lakini vile tunapiga nduru waisi wanazidi kupiga risasi sana.
At least 10 people with gunshot wounds were brought into the emergency wing of the Coast General Hospital. According to witnesses, the attackers left behind hate leaflets before they fled on foot.
Inakaa kana kwamba kuna watu fulani wanajaribu kukonganisha zile jamii ambazo zinaishi katika sehemu hii ya Mombasa. Na tunataka kuhakikishia kwamba hiyo move haitakuwa dafu.
GSU police officers were all night combing the area to smoke out the attackers.
This is a war we're gonna fight, and I want to assure you we're gonna win it. This is a war we're gonna fight.
Yes, but we cannot continue people losing livelihood like this.
Tension remains high in Likoni with residents living in fear following the deadly raid. Esther Kahumbe, Citizen Live at 1.
Well, the dusk to dawn curfew imposed on Lamu County by the Inspector General of Police, David Kimayo, that was supposed to take effect beginning last evening, largely flopped after residents defied it. A spot check by Citizen TV on Sunday night revealed that it was business as usual in the county after 6 p.m., the stipulated time for the curfew. County leaders and Majority Leader in the National Assembly, Aden Duale, had on Sunday dismissed that curfew, saying it failed religious obligations for Muslims who are observing the holy month of Ramadan.
Tule vikwazo va aina yote kwa sababu sisi kulala saa 12 haiwezekani. Asubuhi sisi Waislamu katika mwezi mtakatifu wa Ramadhan huwa tuna madarsa, huwa tuna juzu. Tukimaliza time za saa 8 huwa wanakina mama wako majumbani watayarisha iftari zao. Mabwana zetu saa 10 huwa wako kwenye darsa. Usiku tena tuanza ibada zetu upya.
Tunakutana kwa msikiti mkubwa pale tukiomba Kenya ipate amani, ipate baraka, viongozi wawe na busara ya kuongoza taifa letu. Lakini kutuwekea kafi Lamu ni makosa, ni kinyume na dini na haiendi na maadili yetu ya Kiislamu.
Tutaendelea na ibada zetu, tutaendelea na shughuli zetu. Wao ikiwa wanatuhumu majangili na waenda kwenye msitu, lakini sio kutuharibia biashara zetu.
The Kenya Copyright Board is appealing to the judiciary to come up with alternative systems of resolving copyright-related cases. The board's chairman, Tom Shindi, says the current judicial arrangement is proving too slow for such cases, a situation that continues to hurt the creative industry. Over the last 4 years, an estimated 4,700 arrests involving copyright infringement have been made, but just about 50 of them have been determined perpetrators convicted. The country's creative industry, which includes artists in film, music and print, is said to be economically vibrant with a 10% contribution to the GDP potential, but counterfeiting and a lack of awareness among stakeholders continues to impede its growth.
That we could really wish to appeal to the judiciary to help us fast track them, because also by those arrests being made, by convictions being achieved, we are able to use that as publicity, as material to put out there to warn others that might want to infringe on IP and therefore deny the country and the creators the benefit of their own creations.
We in the Office of the Attorney General will continue to support the board in all ways that we can. And I want to assure Chairman Tom Shindi that we have engaged with other ministries, we have engaged with the President's office about the reorganization of this sector, and we do not wish that the baby should be thrown out with the bathwater. We want that the synergies that exist should be preserved, even as we transit to another single body to manage the sector.
I would like our colleagues at the ICT Authority to work very closely with Kekobo so that we can build a strong interagency collaboration to ensure that we protect Kenyans, especially in the ICT sector, who are coming up with innovations almost every day, who are developing software in various respects of life virtually every day.
To politics now, and court's push for a referendum on issues it terms as pressing and of national interest has attracted support and criticism in equal measure from across the political divide. A section of ODM grassroots members in Kajiado County decamped to the National Alliance Party at a ceremony in Olobelibel to protest against court's push for a referendum, which they insist is misguided. Among those who decamped was William Kituta, who vied on an ODM ticket in Dalale Kutuk ward during last year's general election, but lost to Ntati Ole Lesere of TNA. The group was received by TNA National Executive Director Joseph Madai. Kajiado County Senator Peter Mositet attended the function and said the government is focused on ensuring Kenya remains a peaceful and stable nation.
Endelea kaunti yote, tunataka sisi wote tuwe kitu kimoja. Ile kitu Ketuta umefanya na wafuasi wako, sisi tunaunga mkono kabisa. Tunajua katikati ya uchaguzi ndio wanaleta hiyo porojo ya kusema referendum. Tukifanya referendum ya 10 billion, bei ya maziwa itaenda chini ama itaenda juu? Si wanasema wanataka kushughulikia mwananchi pale. Sisi hiyo uongo tunajua.
The Industrial Court has today suspended Labour Cabinet Secretary Kazungu Kambi's directive retiring COTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli and the Federation of Kenya Employer CEO Jacqueline Mugo. Industrial Court Judge Monica Mbaru issued the suspension. Earlier on, a meeting between COTU and FKE officials and the Cabinet Secretary of Labour, Social Security and Services failed to take place as scheduled after the minister reportedly snubbed the meeting.
We are the stakeholders.
Solidarity forever, for the union makes us strong. Again, solidarity forever.
Hii sasa, hii ni Biblia yangu. Hii si ndio nilikula hapo.
The minister has declined to see us. He's giving us conditions and more. So he has time and again been saying, both in the public, print media, everywhere, that Atwoli speaks on his own behalf and court is a different institution. So the court entire executive board had come to meet him and tell him, here we are. And it is us now leading the delegation, it's not Atwoli. He has refused to say us completely.
The court ordered the Minister of Labour to call the parties to the cases that have been filed over the implementation of the NSSF Act to a meeting. And he called us to a meeting. We turned up today as agreed, and we are very disappointed and surprised that 2 hours after waiting for him to see us, he's declined to see us, and yet we are told he's in his office.
As far as we are concerned as a ministry, there was no scheduled meeting for today. And every Monday in this ministry, we have a meeting for senior management meeting, which is normally chaired by the cabinet secretary. So it could not have been possible.
There is no new appointment which was done. In fact, the board and the employees were saved from the previous appointment. So when you are talking of previous appointment, in other words, it is the appointment which was made earlier. You just continue with that.
Farmers in Garissa County are a worried lot after sections of the River Tana started drying up. The farmers say they rely heavily on the river for their water supply, and unless something is done to address the problem urgently, their farms could be in grave danger of drying up. And as Abdirahman Abdullahi reports, the farmers want the county government to quickly come to their aid.
It is early morning in Garissa County, and farmers in Raya village are preparing for the tough task ahead. But the farmers are alarmed that River Tana, which is their main source of water, is slowly drying up. At the time of our visit at their farms, the river bank was abuzz with activities as casual laborers and farmers were digging to divert water from the river, which is now 500 meters away. According to Rashid Mohammed, a farmer, the river started drying slowly after 5 years ago, affecting 4 farms.
Shida hii munaona hapa, tunashimba hii mto kila wakati, wiki moja tunashimba, wiki moja tunabata kidogo, lakini sasa imefika kiwango ambaye haitawezekana.
Farmers said their regular visit to the county offices seeking assistance to have their problem addressed have not yielded results.
Serikali kuu ya mbele, wakati yake tuliweza kupiga report, siku nenda siku rudi, lakini hatukufaulu.
However, the County Executive Committee member for Agriculture, Fisheries and Irrigation, Ms. Hubbi Hussein, said the shilling 410 million allocated to the docket was not enough, as all the funds in the financial year have already been set aside for various other projects.
The short term is how can we extend the piping to the level of where the river has gone, so that we can actually address the issue immediately. And for me to do that, I need the budget, I need the resources. And right now our budget is being reviewed, and I don't have much to take care of that, to address that.
Ms. Hussein said the county administration has formed a food security forum that will see the development and implementation of a 10-year plan that involves getting drip irrigation kits and dribbling boreholes to assist farmers as the county government moves to assist farmers in the region. Abdirahman Abdullahi for Citizen TV.
Families in Misifuni in Kilifi County are living in fear after an unknown gang attacked the area and set 2 houses on fire in different homesteads. The attack brings to the fore the problem of rising insecurity at the Kenyan coast. Marion Kisoso tells us more.
In another sad reminder of the problem of insecurity that has hit many parts of the country, a gang attacked a village in Kilifi County and set ablaze homes and property in a daring night assault. The residents of Misufini are living in fear following the 11 p.m. attack. Lois Kai said that she was preparing to go to bed when she suddenly heard her dogs barking and attackers at her doorstep threatening to burn her alive in the house.
Piga nduru wakaingia mbio paka huko kwa room. Mmoja akawa mwisho, mwingine kwa mlango na mmoja alikuwa katikati. Wakaniuliza, Adam yuko wapi?
Lois claims that the 5 men were asking for money and the whereabouts of her husband, who was not around at the time. She was then forced to give 2,000 shillings to the attackers as she pleaded with them to spare her life as well as her children. Residents found the family outside the burning house.
Wawili wakatoka kule nyuma wakaja hivi. Walikuwa wameshikilia chupa za petroli 2, 1 liter 1 liter. Wakaingia kwa nyumba, wakamwaga, within a second moto ukawa ushalipuka unawaka. Wakatoka wakaja wakasimama huko, wakaniambia na usipige nduru, ama ukipiga nduru tunakumaliza.
Lois later reported the matter to the Kilifi police station. On the same night, another house was also set on fire, not too far from the first house that was attacked. Marion Kisoso, Citizen Live at 1.
The recently tarmacked 33-kilometer Kithimani Makutano Mwamwala Road in Machakos County has attracted praise as well as criticism in almost equal measure. Already there are pictures on social media platforms showing the alleged chipping of sections of that road barely weeks after its completion, which took a record 3 months. But there are also many county residents who have praised the project, which they say has radically transformed business and movement between Yatta and Matu districts in Machakos County. Kilifi while linking the Thika-Garissa highway with the Kitui-Machakos road. Evelyn Mboy took a drive along that road and filed the following report.
To some, it is a stretch of broken stone mixed with tar that is a hallmark of substandard road construction.
Yeah, this is the material that did not stick on the road. As you can see, it doesn't seem to have any cement on it, and it doesn't have the proper binding.
While to others, it is a stretch of road that has reduced travelling time from a whole 3 hours to less than 45 minutes, consequently speeding up activity between the Makutano Mwala and Kidhimani wards in Machakos County, transforming the lives of many in the process.
Sasa kutoka hapa kwenda Kidhimani, barabara ni nywe.
There's no black and white when it comes to this grey 33-kilometre stretch that has brought with it both flack and praise, almost in equal measure. A road hyped by the Machakos County government as the fastest built in Africa in a record 3 months for almost a third of its initial estimated cost, 650 million shillings instead of the 1.3 billion shilling estimate. But it is the criticism of the construction work that seems to be getting maximum attention, from pictures on social media platforms showing how it is allegedly just as quickly chipping away, to such bold statements from the Machakos Governor Alfred Mutua daring detractors to put their money where their mouth is. It is the "please take a personal drive and film it and talk to engineering experts and residents served by the road" bit of this message that prompted our trip there, accompanied by an expert who sought anonymity owing to his involvement in the project and who almost immediately took issue with the quality of the road.
The layers that carry the roading are not adequate, and that is why when you drive over it, you find that the road is not even. And also, the coming out of the top layer was because the top layer was not properly anchored or adhered into the layers of the road. So if you don't give them enough time, then the layers will just come out.
According to most of the experts we talked to, on and off camera, the patchwork that continues to happen every few days will continue for as long as the construction of a road is done in a hurry and not given time to hold.
When it rains, there will be percolation of water, and by so doing, destroy the underlying layers. And if that happens, it means the road will fail and it will need reconstruction.
The residents we spoke to, though, are quick to dismiss insinuations that the road isn't good enough, saying it is good enough for them, as it has revolutionized the way business is done there by easing the movement of goods and people, as well as increasing the value of land and property along the road.
Naonelei barabara iko sawa. Maneno ati barabara ni mbaya, hiyo ni siasa nduni.
Barabara iko sawa, tunapenda kazi ya Mutua. So wale wako na propaganda za barabara ni mbaya, hizo ni zao.
Wenye wanaongea kusema ati barabara ni mbaya, au hata tunawaombea kwa Mungu washindwe katika jina la Yesu.
Transformed from earth to tarmac, the 33-kilometre Makutano Mwala Kidhimani road is one residents are content is serving them well, even as the experts question, for how long?
Evelyn, thanks for that report. Time for us to take a short break on Citizen Live at 1. I'll be back with more news after these messages.